Good evening, everybody. Okay, so we already opened the meeting earlier. We were in executive session for the last hour and a half, and we're going to go right to work session. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Up first is a presentation by Bergen County regarding mixed-use project at 133 River. I know we have some people here from the county. I guess the county exec's going to speak first. Mrs. Tedesco.
Thank you, Mr. Russo. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Jim Tedesco, and I'm the Bergen County Executive. I want to take this opportunity to thank Deputy Mayor Canestrino for inviting me here tonight to speak about a very exciting and unique development the county is planning at the old probation site and New Jersey Bus Depot at 133 River Road. This unique development is one of a kind. It will provide housing for people who are just starting out in their careers in areas that are vital to safety, health, and success of Bergen County and our local municipalities. We all know how difficult it is to afford housing when someone is just starting out a career. This development will allow housing to newly hired local public safety workers, such as firefighters and police officers. We also provide housing for newly hired health professionals, such as RNs and CNAs, and to teachers, those who shape the minds of our young people. This type of housing model is called workforce housing, where we provide housing for people who are starting out in their careers. The dilemma they face is they make too much money to qualify for affordable housing, but not enough money to afford market rate housing. So what do? They come home and live with their parents. We're going to fix that. Our model will be structured to allow newly employed people in those classes above to get market rate housing at an affordable price. Without going into detail, the renter would stay in the unit for 2 to 3 years until they reach a salary limit, which will then allow them to rent market rate units or purchase a home. As the county executive, my primary goal is to make sure that the residents are safe and that we focus on the well-being of the 1 million people in Bergen County. The proposed development will do just that. A few years ago, Bergen County was recognized for its commitment to eliminating veteran homelessness, which continues to be a priority to me and my administration. The proposed development will be built with 10 units dedicated to veterans. 2 will be designed for disabled veterans, and 8 for qualifying veterans. The construction of this development and dedicated housing units that are affordable will allow Bergen County to keep its promise to our veterans, which is all veterans have a roof over their head. The development, as you see it up on the board tonight, that is the old probation site that sits on 133 River Street. So you can see it's a vacant lot now with the bus depot, and those are the 4 pictures from the 4 sides of the lot. Next picture. There's the picture of the old probation site. You can see that it was torn down due to Sandy. During the Sandy floods, that building flooded. It was condemned, and the county had to take action to make the area safe, so the building was knocked down. Since that time, there's been no work done on that site. The site has been cleaned, and the site sits as a vacant lot. The site just south of that is the Hackensack Bus Depot. For those of you that don't know, that's the second busiest bus depot in the state of New Jersey. Our proposal, let me just step back a minute. So, from a standpoint of the property, the proposal is that the city of Hackensack has the property under their ownership. That property would be sold to the county, who would give it to the BCIA, who is actually the developer, and that property would be included in the footprint of the development. So you have the probation site that the county owns now, and you would have the property of where the bus depot is included in the entire site.
Mm-hmm.
The next slide. So this is the area where it is, and you can see the development that is taking place in that area. So when you look at it from this vantage point, you can see how our building will fit. Our building is next to right across the street from the print house on the right-hand side. It's the L-shaped building the L is facing up. And you can see how it fits in. Thank you. You can see how that fits in with the rest of the development that's taking place there along Main Street and Moore and River. So, what does it look like? This is what it will look like. This is looking from River Street. It's now a one lot. It's 4 stories of parking, and underneath, the buses will now come in underneath the building and house 8 to 10 buses underneath the building, so that will eliminate the queuing or the waiting of the buses sitting out on the streets. Also, we'll have a waiting room inside there for the people that are waiting for the buses now to be able to be inside, not outside in the elements. And you can see what we've done to try to fit the building and its design. We really believe that this will be a wonderful gateway and entranceway for the people coming down River Street, seeing this building as they come into downtown Hackensack along River Street. Next slide. So here you can see that this is looking from Atlantic Street. So the bus terminal is on the south end, and then you can see the linear building. The linear building is 4 stories. It'll comprise itself of office building for Bergen County. I've also spoken to the deputy mayor, and even prior to this, we've spoken about the possibility of the city of Hackensack needing space, that space would be available for them. There'll be a healthcare component, so the county of Bergen is very concerned and wants to make sure that its employees are healthy. So we've started a wellness program countywide, and one of the things that we've not been able to do is get a facility where our employees could go and practice wellness. Gym, yoga, Pilates, those types of things. So in this proposal, we have 2 floors. One floor will be a normal structured gym, and then the second floor will be for yoga, Pilates, and meditation and different types of wellness, so that our employees that are working there and the employees that work for the county will be able to take advantage of that, along with the people that are renting. There'll be 2 retail spaces. We don't know what they'll be, but they're available for potential retail, for folks to be able to take advantage of being in that complex. You can go to the next one. This is looking from Moore Street south. So this is the tower. This is where all the residential units will be. This is a 15-story tower for 168 units. As I said, there'll all be workforce housing units. So again, workforce housing means that it's not affordable housing, it's not market rate housing. It's housing that young people starting out, or people starting out, there'll be no age limit, people starting out in their career, especially in these critical areas, will be able to afford and be able to live in a building that is like a market rate unit that fits the beauty and the character of what Hackensack wants, but at a price that they can afford. They would stay there for a couple of years. When their income becomes above the eligible limit, they would then move out into other units around Hackensack or in this area, and go into market rate units. So that's the beauty of this. There'll be constant turnover, so that young people or people that are starting out will continually have an opportunity to afford to live somewhere that is nice, that gives them the amenities that they want, but that work here in Bergen County, in Hackensack, and the surrounding areas. this is the bus flow. The deputy mayor and the developers worked very hard on this plan.
We can laugh.
We can
You know,
laugh.
it may have gotten a little contentious, but look, we put great minds together in the room. And I have to give credit, Albert Dibbett's here, he was a big part of that, and our planner, Fran Reiner, too. And we figured out a way, I think, to really improve the traffic flow of the bus, help mitigate any issues with parking that may be generated by this or other buildings in the city. I mean, to me, this is the best we can ask for, is, you know, to have the county and the city sit down together and come up with something that is as gorgeous as this, that is as meaningful as this, you know, to be able to provide, and the bus terminal, my goodness, it's absolutely beautiful. So your architects, you guys did a great job, you know, you really did.
The beauty of this, with the change in the traffic flow, is there'll be no buses north of the entrance to the terminal. On Moore Street, there'll be no buses on Mercer Street, and there'll be no buses going west on Mercer Street. So everything now will come in off River Road, will go up Atlantic Street. As you see, the county is paying for improving the intersection of Atlantic and River by signalizing the right-hand turn. And we're also going to signalize Moore and Atlantic so that the buses will be able to go in and out. The other thing that will do is provide for better pedestrian safety along Moore Street, so the folks that are going in and out of the facilities now won't have to deal with any bus traffic on Moore Street, north of the development. So those are huge changes to the way the buses move today. And again, as I said, all the bus boarding and unloading will be done in the terminal itself. New Jersey Transit is very happy to work with us. They believe that this will also help increase ridership, which is exactly, you know, we want to do. We want to make sure that people take mass transit. So here in Hackensack, you have both rail and you have the bus depot. And so we're very excited to be able to show how we're going to improve the bus and the pedestrian safety there. So this is the first floor of what it would look like. And you can see that the whole first floor and second floor above that is the terminal. It's a 20-foot ceiling. And on the top left-hand side with the little red in the middle, that would be the bus lounge where the people would gather and wait. There'll be a small little coffee shop in there. No food cooking. It'll just be prepared meals so that if somebody wants to jump on a bus with a buttered roll and coffee, they can do that. The next middle, this is the breakout detail. So on the left, the beige is the bus waiting room. The pink is the entrance to the office space for the county, and then the blue is the start of the first floor, ground level of the entrance to the residential tower. So if you see the entrance to the parking will come off Moore Street, and the entrance to the office will be off Moore Street. The entrance to the residential tower will be separate. It'll be on the corner of Moore and Mercer. This is the second floor. You'll see that there's parking now. And one of the other beauties of this, you see where it says commuter parking? This is also available for city parking. So we wanted to help the city to make sure that there's enough parking. And we know that we're only one block from Main Street, so people will be able to use the commuter parking at night and on the weekends to be able to visit and to shop at the businesses along Main Street and other areas that are being developed here in downtown Hackensack. So you see, you'll have commuter parking and office parking. You'll see the health and fitness center there in the pinkish. That's the first floor. That will be really where it's like a gym. and then the office building, the office space for the county. That's just a more detailed floor plan. As you can see, it'll be traditional office space, for the county. The third floor, again, more parking, and commuter and residential parking. This is where the residents will start to park. And you can see, one of the things all the way on the left-hand, top left-hand corner, you see that little green? That will be a deck space where folks from the office will be able to go outside and take advantage of the nice weather. They can hold meetings out there. They can do things out in the fresh air so that we get them out of the office. So that's a little added amenity that we've put in there. And then the rest is the healthcare and the residential tower. So here you have the dedicated veteran units, and as I said, this is 2 disabled units. They'll be built specifically for disabled veterans, and 8 veterans 8 units that are set aside for veterans. And this is something that is near and dear to my heart, and it's something that since I became the county executive, the county has done tremendous work with our veteran community to make sure that they get the services they need. One of the things that is become evident is that it's hard for veterans to find housing, and housing that they can afford. So we're gonna do our part by designating specific housing for those veterans. It'll be Bergen County veterans, it'll be a lottery. We'll work with Veterans Group to decide, eligibility for the veterans and things like that. But certainly, we believe, the administration and the Board of Commissioners believe that providing veteran housing is very important. And our commitment is that we're going to dedicate housing to that. This is just a detail of the 3rd floor office. Again, just more office space. This is the 4th floor, the last of the parking, and you can see it's residential with direct access into the tower. So, this is my favorite. So this is the 5th floor. You can see the residential tower on the right. We are now building out an amenity floor. This is all outdoor space. So this will be space where the residents can go outside, they can take advantage of fire pits, they can take advantage of green space. Up in the top left-hand corner, you see those little white squares? Those are gonna be planting boxes. People will be able to rent those planting boxes and grow their own vegetables, grow their own flowers. They will be able to garden outside on that terrace. We'll also have the ability for them to go outside and get some sun in lounge chairs and chaise chairs. And then right off that inside is the amenity floor. So this floor is designed for the folks to be able to come down and work in. I don't know if you are aware, but after COVID, a lot of people had a hard time working from the inside their house or inside their apartment. So what we've done is we've created workspaces on this floor for them to be able to work from, either individual spaces that are secluded. We actually even have, they're like large booths, all glass, so that you can go inside quietly and work from there, but be with other people. There'll be a small kitchen in there where people can heat things up. There'll be no stove or anything like that. You're not gonna be able to cook. But if people wanted to bring something down there while they're working to heat it up and things like that, there'll be a small kitchen in there to do that. And all the things that the people that need to work from the building, instead of working from their apartment, they'll be able to work from there. I do wanna say that, I'll wait until we get to the apartment size. We have a slide that shows the apartment size. The other, where it says open roof tray system, to the left of the amenity green, that's to be determined yet. We don't know what we wanna do with that yet. So what we've done is we left it open to decide at a later time what we might wanna do with that space. But this is unique in that, you see there's a little putting green up there. So again, we're trying to do things so that people can get outside and take advantage of the view that's gonna be from there, and also the fresh air and their health. This is the typical floor plan of the floors 6 through 15. They're all the same. Every floor is designed the same. A studio unit, a 1-bedroom, and 2 2-bedrooms, and every floor is designed exactly the same. Again, this is what the veteran unit will look like, and you can see on every floor, they'll be in the same exact spot. So every floor on the way up, every veteran unit will be in the same spot. So these are what the units look like. The studio is 600 square feet. I can't see that far, so. The 1-bedroom unit is 900 square feet, and the 2-bedroom is 1,000 square feet, 1,100 square feet. And thank you for blowing that up. So you can see the configuration. And again, because this is workforce housing, the majority of all the units are studios. You'll see the breakdown. I'll give you a breakdown of the numbers for each type of unit, but the overwhelming majority, almost 65% of the units will be studios. So here's the square footage. The bus garage and waiting room is 45,250 square feet. This 3-story parking garage, 325 cars is 128,000. The residential amenities, 175,010. The office is 14. The retail restaurant is 6. The fitness center and wellness center is 8,800 for a total of 387,050 square feet. Here's the breakdown of the units. 108 studio, 25 1-bedroom, and 25 2-bedroom for a total of 168 units. And as you can see, it's the same almost every floor. Is that it? That's the presentation. Certainly, we have a whole lot more detail to present to the planning board. But we wanted to give you an overview of what this beautiful, unique building is gonna look like, for you to at least know and understand why we chose the concept and the design we did, and how we believe this fits in so nicely with the rest of the redevelopment that's happening here in the city. And also, I did talk to the deputy mayor. While we're still not sure whether fair housing will allow some of the things that we might want to do, we did talk to the deputy mayor about some kind of preference for folks that are starting out in the Hackensack school system, or police and fire, or things like that. You have to make sure that that fits with.
Absolutely, we
with
appreciate it,
fair
and
housing.
hopefully we'll be able to get, a percentage for the folks that live here or work here in our environment. That would be wonderful if they'll allow us to do that.
We're looking at trying to accommodate that, and as I said, this has been a joint effort. This goes back to 2018, when we first proposed.
Before that, I think, right? Right?
Well,
We
originally,
talked
way
about
back,
this.
2010, yeah.
From our standpoint.
From your
this goes
standpoint,
back,
yeah.
We did have a
Yep.
different rendition. back in 2018, and then COVID hit, and we had to put everything on hold. And what it did, it allowed us to make a lot of changes because of what COVID did, how it changed us in the
Right.
world. And we were able to take that and put it into a facility now that we believe will be the first of its kind anywhere in this area, even in the nation. And we believe that people will use this model for the future on how to address housing, not affordable housing, but housing that is affordable.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do here, is to make housing available to people, especially in the critical areas of keeping our communities safe, healthy, and educated. And so that was the focus of what we wanted to do. So I thank the mayor and council for taking time out of their busy schedule to look at this tonight. We look forward to making a courtesy review presentation to the planning board, and we look forward to taking ownership of the bus depot lot property so that we can finally move ahead and get this going. We can't wait to have shovels in our hand with you
Yeah,
as we break ground on this wonderful, wonderful project.
absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you,
so
Jim.
much, Jim, for coming.
Appreciate it.
And
Great. Any,
And also, thank you to all of your county team, too, that we all work so well together. Everybody works so hard. The city, I'm speaking for the rest of us only because I was at those meetings, that, the city really appreciates all of your effort as well. And I think, yeah, it took us a little longer than we wanted, but look at the great products that we've come up with. And, it's evolved into something that I think you're right. I think it's really going to be state-of-the-art and first of its kind. And we didn't talk that much about the bus terminal, but we're going to get all those idling buses off the streets. I mean, you know what that's like. People that live in certain neighborhoods see that, and now we're going to have the room where we don't need to do that any longer, even from an environmental and pollution standpoint. All of those things are going to be accomplished by this type of project. So we're happy to be partners in it, Jim. Thank you so much.
And I do want to recognize the administrator for Bergen County, Tom Dutch. Tom came with me today, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
thanks for
Thank
coming,
you.
guys. Appreciate it. It's great project. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda.
Okay, next up is a discussion regarding the Northwest Bergen Utilities Authority Shared Service and Sanitary Sewer Cleaning and CCT. This is just a shared service agreement. Mayor, continue of a shared service agreement regarding sanitary sewer cleaning and CCTV. Number 3 is an extension of a shared service agreement for a health officer with TNEC. They're still having some difficulty in getting a full-time health officer over there, so we're extending that contract with our health officer
Okay.
to help them. Another shared service agreement. Number 4 is concerning the affordable housing resolutions that are on for tonight, the third round affordable housing trust fund spending plan, the affirmative marketing plan, and the affordability assistance manual. And I'll turn it over to City Attorney
Will there be
Klein.
any presentation on the specifics of that?
No.
Just going to ask you to if you just give us a
Just
high-level
mention
overview, and we're going to have it on the agenda tonight.
Can we come back to that for a
Sure.
moment? I just need to take a look at something.
Maybe we take a couple-minute bathroom break, or folks that need to leave while he...
You want to do that?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
All right, we're going to take like a 5-minute bio break for anybody from the county who's here and wants to
Yeah,
leave.
go ahead.
Feel free to leave. You're welcome to stay, but feel free. Thanks for coming again, guys. Great project. Look forward to working with you guys on it.
Okay. Yes. Go.
So, can I start?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Folks, please, we need to resume the meeting so we can move forward.
Thanks, everybody. So we were talking about affordable housing. We'll just give it a second.
Yeah, let them get in their seats.
Gavel him down again. This isn't social time.
There's a lot of people looking in.
We're here for the promotions, yeah.
Yeah,
All right?
Okay, thank you, everybody. We're going to resume.
okay. Thanks. But before we took a break, we were talking briefly about affordable housing. In closed session earlier tonight, we had a briefing from our Affordable Housing Council, Nancy Holm, and I'm pleased to be able to provide the council and the city with some good news. So, as you know, we have been engaged with an organization known as the Fair Share Housing Center to ensure that we comply with our affordable housing obligations. As part of that process, we've adopted an ordinance to provide that new development in what's called inclusionary overlay zones must provide affordable housing within market rate developments. Like all municipalities in New Jersey, we're now engaged in what's called the fourth round of affordable housing obligations. And the exact obligation that the city will have is still under review, like many municipalities, and that's not going to be determined until early next year. However, what we have learned is that it looks like a mechanism is going to be available to provide that proposed redevelopment projects within the city's inclusionary overlay zone will be eligible for a residency preference. And even beyond that, such projects will count towards the city's what's called rehabilitation obligation for round 4 of the affordable housing development. So this is something that will come into fruition probably earlier in the next year, and we will provide additional briefing and developments towards that goal. But I know this is something the council and many members of the public have looked forward to for a long time, and we're working very hard with our special counsel to bring that to fruition. So I thought that was something that the council and all the assembled public should be aware of today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Steve. And what we have left is Chris, right?
Yes, well, Chris and the chief.
Okay.
Chris, you want to come up?
Thanks.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
This is our construction and CSO projects overview. Quick update on our major project status. The Anderson Street, the ones in dark blue are more recently updated. Anderson Street drainage area is now going to extend into January, and again, this is largely attributed to some of the delays that were encountered with utility conflicts and the broken Veolia pipe nearby to the construction. Polyfly is updated also. Again, we'll get into this. And we've added Lot A is in progress, in detailed design, and is in review right now, getting ready for bidding. So that's milling and paving of Lot A and improvements to the Atlantic Street garage entrance there with some new curbing and sidewalks. In our sewer separation or combined sewer separation projects, the city, again, has been making excellent progress over the last several years in separating stormwater out of its combined sewers and therefore helping to eliminate flooding and overflows to the river of combined sewage. On the Anderson Street is our current project, which is just wrapping up. As I just stated, this is going to likely continue into the first week of January. Again, the restoration of this project, it will be weather dependent as we look to mill and pave after the completion of the sewer culverts installation. And again, just the schedule, we've been milling and paving on Berry and West Railroad this week, and that will continue on Stanley as we will continue with the box culvert installation on Stanley, and then mill and pave as soon as possible thereafter, and complete the sidewalks and curbing in the project area. We did have a visit in the last couple of weeks from EPA, came to check on the city's progress with Clay Streets 1, 2, and 3. In the last, for 2022 and 2023, the city was a recipient of a consolidated appropriation, or Senate appropriation, of about $4.5 million, which is being applied to the Clay Streets 1, 2, and 3 projects. And so they came to review the project progress, what had been accomplished, and get our, ask their questions about particular issues that the EPA tracks in terms of project performance, things like Davis-Bacon Wage Act compliance, as well as public education on the project, and Build American, Buy American requirements that EPA has for their projects. In our other sewer projects, the East Kennedy Pump Station generator is continuing. The automatic transfer switch is installed, and we're just waiting on the generator to ship. We expect that that'll be arriving, and we can commence installation and start up later in January. The other project that we're pursuing is the FEMA Post-Ida project, also known as the Green Street project, which is shown in red here. Really the bottom, very bottom red area was the original project area, a $40 million project. And we have also received permission from the Office of Emergency Management with the state police who manages the FEMA program to evaluate the addition of the South Newman Street area, which is shown on the lower left there. And we are also studying the cost benefit of the additional area shown in the middle there in crosshatch. To update you on the progress, this is a very lengthy list, but we have completed the pre-award planning efforts and application submission, and we are in the process of property acquisition for the pump station site. We've done the preliminary hydraulic analysis and design. We are continuing with that hydraulic analysis, as I say, to confirm the South Newman and other expanded project area potential. We have made submission to FEMA with environmental review documents and the preliminary planning and design, and those documents have been accepted. We are just pending a final sign-off from FEMA, anticipated in January, at which point the city will be able to be reimbursed for the planning and design efforts that have taken place to date. So that's called Phase 1 for FEMA, is the planning and design. Phase 2 will be the final design and construction. And so we will be entertaining a proposal to perform that design and development to accomplish this $40 million project. So that is something that we would like to be discussing with you in the coming weeks. Moving into parks, the Polyfly Park Drainage Project, we did have we were able to investigate the sewers, the storm sewer location with Bergen County, and confirmed that one of the pipes that's complicating our crossing of Polyfly Road is abandoned. So with that information, we are now proceeding to to finalize the route and plan for the tie-in of our storm pipe to the existing infrastructure on the other side of the street. And we do have to schedule, and are scheduling, a gas relocation with PSE&G as well. In parks also, we have just received bids for the Johnson Park Sports Complex, which is up for discussion and consideration this evening. For Fashini Park Fields 8, 9, and 10, we will be initiating bids this month as well. I have a package for review on my desk I received, just received, and that will be moving into procurement soon. In roads and traffic for Prospect Avenue pedestrian safety, I guess we can just jump forward to progress. Again, these are new pedestrian crossings at Thompson Street and Atlantic Street on Prospect Ave. We have just installed the Hawk Crossing, as it's called, at Atlantic Street, and no signalization yet, but the hardware is installed, and the project is progressing as expected. We did look, Mayor and Council, at the concerns that were raised last meeting about possible impediment of ambulances as a result of the changes on at the intersection of Atlantic and Prospect. And in looking at what had been present historically or previously, there was a center lane there on Prospect that allowed for egress of emergency vehicles through the middle lane, basically, of the road. And so what we're proposing to do is to stripe that lane off so that it is clear, and that would give emergency vehicles clear access to the hospital driveway shown there in the big box. We did do our traffic consultants did do a review and an observation of the intersection and of possible queuing issues, and found that in general, there was just a handful of instances where traffic backed up, again, just really during the peak egress period in the afternoons when people are leaving the hospital parking, that it queues up heading westbound or to the left towards Prospect Street. There were a handful of times when it actually got back to this hospital driveway. Just, like I say, a handful, less than 5. And the observation, again, by our traffic consultants was that it's not so much the intersection itself as it is the queue on Prospect from Essex Street up to this point that's causing the inhibition of traffic flow. So, we're proposing this striping as a
It's just not fixing it.
as the best remedy to the egress for the emergency vehicles. And that's all I have for this evening.
So if I could, with the traffic consultants, next time you're gonna meet with them, I'd like to be there, because
Sure.
that's right where I work, and one of the issues is there was 3 lanes there, one to go eastbound on Atlantic off of Prospect, and then 2 lanes going west, one to turn left, one to turn right. Okay, so by eliminating those 2 lanes, that causes the queue, all right, down, and it's even more complicated with the queuing that's on Prospect coming from Essex. So that to me is one of the bigger problems. It's, the ambulances would be turning in, if they're coming west, would be turning into the hospital right by women and children. They wouldn't be going to Prospect. they'd be turning into the hospital there. So I'd just like to run it by them and see if there's another solution, because I still, for the life of me, can't figure out why the road bends to the left, almost like you can make a left-hand turn. Plus the fact that it's a double yellow line, and will make, I just wanted to sit with them and go over it if I could.
Okay,
All right?
certainly we can arrange
Thanks.
that.
And just one thing real quick, on the Kennedy Street stuff, I thought, last time we talked about we thought the generator would be in and be installed by the end of the year, so now we're pushing that to January?
It was being shipped, I apologize if that was miscommunicated, it was being shipped this month, so it's.
should be in-
it's-
it
It's
should-
in shipment, yeah, we'll be receiving it probably late in the month, and the installation would actually happen.
And the other parts of the other work that we're looking to proceed on there, with replacing the screens and the rakes that are breaking and the other issues, are we gonna start tracking that yet, or is that too soon? Because I got calls again this morning, I get a lot of calls about what's going on down there.
Yes, that's an ongoing project that's in development. We have solicited quotes for evaluation of the repairs.
That would just help me if we just put maybe a little more detail there, because this way when I get the calls, I have stuff I can relate to the folks that are on top of that.
Sure.
I appreciate it, okay? Thanks, Chris.
No problem.
That's it, Chris, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Mayor, last up is Chief Antista with a very quick update on the drone issues throughout the state.
Good evening, City Manager, Mayor, and City Council. Per your request, the Police Department has not been contacted for a call for service in reference to drones flying over our jurisdiction. I did, however, receive a media inquiry regarding some sightings that occurred in our area on Sunday, December 8th. I can confirm that the PD didn't respond and our police drone was not operating at the time. For your awareness, state, county, and the Hackensack Police Department are aware of the increase in drone activity around the state and acknowledge the public's concern about these repeated sightings. We are asking you not to call 911 unless it's an emergency in reference to these drones, as there continues to be no known threat to public safety. I will be attending a meeting with the state police on Thursday in reference so I can report out more, but in the meantime, the FBI Newark and the New Jersey State Police are asking the public to report any information related to related sightings of possible drones. Anyone with relevant information is asked to call the FBI at 1-800-225-5324 or submit it online to tips.fbi.gov. Citizens can also upload videos to the latter website. Unfortunately, that's all the information that I have right now, and that's been provided to the police department. Do you have any questions?
Has the FAA chirped in on this at all?
They have not, Mayor.
No? That's it?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks,
thanks,
Chief.
Chief.
Appreciate it.
That's it, Mayor.
All right, so,
Instead of opening to the public, let's do that.
yeah. So I'm going to open to the public. Anybody who wants to speak, I'm going to make this offer. Anybody who wants to speak based on the first session can come up now, or you can wait till we swear these officers in, and I'll open it back up to the public. That's up to you guys. So you're going to speak now? It's up to you. I just want to get, I see young children here, so I wanted to, we get some swearing in. I'd like to get them home, and then I can reopen to the public for that, for all the folks from that, if that's all right with you? I don't think it's going to take too long. All right, thank you, we appreciate it. I'm sure they appreciate it, thanks. All right. So I need a motion to, well, I'm not going to close the first session then, all right? Can I reopen the other one?
Yeah,
Can I open-
look, the swearing in can be at any session, so just do it during the cow
All right.
effectively.
We'll do it
We'll have a
during the
cow open session, then we'll open up the regular meeting.
Okay.
And move on from there.
So we're going to go right into the swearing in. All set. Okay. Welcome, everybody. It's a great night. So would James Smith please come forward? Where are you, Smitty? And bring up whoever's going to hold the Bible for you, please. How are you, sir? Good to see you. So you guys gonna hold the Bible? Okay. So put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, James R. Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully
impartially,
and partially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of police captain
of police captain
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Smith. So don't go away before you sign.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Hey, come back and sign, sir. Yeah, you need that one. Thank you, sir. Stick around, we're gonna do some pictures real quick. John Dalton, please come forward. Are you excited? Okay, you want to hold that? Who's going to hold it? Just hold it with 2 hands. Okay. You got to come on this side. Yep. Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, John Dalton,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New
of the
Jersey,
State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police lieutenant
all the duties of police lieutenant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir. Good to see you, man. Thank you, Miss.
Congratulations.
Don't go away. You're welcome. Good to see you.
You too. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Got it. Stanislav Tobin, please come up. I'm good, congratulations. Hi, how are you, sweetie? Who's gonna hold the Bible? You? Okay. We're all set? Okay, hold the Bible up, left hand on the Bible, right hand up. Repeat after me.
So cute.
I state your name,
I, Stan Tobin,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United
of the
States
United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New
of the
Jersey,
State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police sergeant
all the duties of police sergeant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. She's a cutie. Yes, don't. Ooh, that one there. Best of luck. Next up, Benjamin Farhi. Who's holding? Mom? Okay. Great. Left hand on the Bible. Raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Benjamin Farhi,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of police sergeant
all the duties of police sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, Sergeant. Go ahead, sing. Okay, so we're gonna, let's bring up our police chief first, and then we'll bring up our police director, Michael. Say a few words. Then we're gonna take some quick pictures with everybody and be on with our meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations. I'm super happy for you guys on your well-deserved promotion. You deserve everything that you've gotten. I look forward to your leadership and support for the forward progress of this police department, as this is a momentous occasion for you and your families. As I look forward to your success, and let's have another round of applause for these gentlemen. Please start.
Thank you, Chief, Mayor. First and foremost, thank you, City Manager, Mayor, and Council for making this happen. To the families, this is a special night, something you're not going to forget, and the kids will remember it through pictures. All I can say is ditto for what the Chief said, but I do want to, just for a second, remind you, because you're probably feeling it, whether it's the chevrons, whether it's the butter bars, or whether it's the railroad tracks, they should feel a little heavy. And there's a reason for that, right? Because you're no longer just worried about yourself. You're worried about others. You're worried about the mission of the department. And you're certainly worried about the public safety of the city. So when you feel that weight, it's there for a reason. Congratulations. And again, wear them well and Godspeed.
Thank you. So, gentlemen, wish you the best of luck. Stay safe. Protect our citizens. Protect yourselves. We appreciate you and all that you guys do. So, best of luck. More importantly, stay healthy and safe for us, all right? And I say that on behalf of the whole city council, I believe. So, Godspeed, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, you want to take some, you guys want to do some pictures real quick? You do groups, however you want to do it. Take care. Really good. Thank you.
I know, I we can have 2 months now. I think we can have a 5 minute break. I thought it was 7:30, like we got a half before. 5 minutes each other. We went over anyway. Yeah, no.
I thought there was going to be a presentation. I didn't want to misspeak, so I wanted to sort of have an outline, and I was like,
How you feel?
you don't happen to have COVID right now, do you?
What?
You don't have COVID,
No.
Okay.
Gotta go this way. No.
I'm gonna have a cookie.
Because I got to get on a plane to England. I can't get sick
Will
now.
they test you?
No.
Well, you're
I've had COVID like 4 times, but not in a while.
I think it's like
I actually had COVID in Scotland.
really?
Yeah, while I was hiking. It was very mild. I kept, my wife and I, actually I never tested positive. My wife did, but I had the same symptoms. So we fortunately were in Airbnb, so we just sort of kept to ourselves. And
A lot of people have whenever I have, and they're coming back negative.
yeah.
What is?
We had a brisket station at the wedding. Best brisket I've had.
When?
Down south, that's what I eat.
Shall I bang the gavel? Okay, we're going to resume the meeting. I want to thank those for attendance who wanted to speak publicly for holding off so we could get through that installation of those officers. We appreciate it. So, hey, Mike? Michael? He's not listening. I guess they got the message. They're leaving. That's all right, guys. Just take it in the hall. Thank you.
Retired Sergeant Mayor, I'll get him out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll deputize you temporarily.
Yes. So I need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Anybody from the public who would like to speak, please come forward. You will have 3 minutes. Frank, you got the clock going, right? Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Ed Cabral over at Kaplan Avenue. I just wanted to know if there was any light on traffic on Kaplan Avenue as far as the speed bump or the left turn.
Vince?
Still working on getting you the speed humps over there. Have you seen enforcement over there from the police department?
Yeah, they have. It's just, I think the timing, she's changed. Now she has an officer that comes at like 8 o'clock now,
At night or in the morning?
in the morning.
In the morning.
Right.
Okay.
And then they don't show up in the afternoon. They put a slow down sign, but it's been off the last 4 days.
Okay. It hasn't been on for the last 4 days?
Right,
Okay.
maybe.
The speed bumps, humps, tables, whatever we're going to call them, we're still working on them. I actually reached out to our engineer, our traffic engineer, because we're going to need that to be looked at first, because they have to position them and know everything like that. But it's moving. It's just, unfortunately, it's a little slow process, but we're trying to get them done. Okay?
Yep.
Let me ask you real quick, though. Is there a pilot temporary type speed bump that could be put down to see if it's effective?
I'd have to research that, Mayor, but I'm sure there probably is. You know, they do have those temporary ones.
I know they
but
spike them into the macadam.
They spike them into the
Yeah.
macadam, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that might
Anything will help.
expedite it. Yeah, I
Anything will
agree.
help.
Maybe we can try that first.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Oh, and more lighting on Polyfly Road between 80 and Essex, please,
Yes.
if you guys can.
PSE&G.
I was talking to Jim Tedesco, and he said that it's the town responsibility for lighting,
For the street lights.
for the street lighting?
Yeah, the street lighting, yes, not the traffic light or the roadway, but. yeah.
Crosswalk, whatever it is.
Yeah.
People are
It's-
still trying to beat the light over there, so.
It's our responsibility to reach out to public service, and then it's in their hands, but that's what we'll do.
So we
Again.
got to call PSE&G?
No, we'll call
We'll do it.
PSE.
We'll
okay.
call it.
We've tried before,
Yeah.
so, but,
Oh,
try again.
believe me, I can get a whole crew of people calling PSE&G on
I
speed
might,
dial.
I might need to call you.
Okay, thank you.
Next person, please. Please give your name to the clerk.
Hi, Donna Lyden on Kaplan Avenue, 301. Besides the people that shoot up from Polyfly Road to beat the light, because they don't want the light on Essex Street. That's why Kaplan is getting this influx.
Right.
But there's another danger. There's a blind spot, both coming down and going up, right at the crest.
At the crest.
And you don't know someone, when they're speeding up so fast, they have no time to stop. There have been a lot of close calls on that street, right at the, between Johnson and South Prospect. right in the middle, that hump.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blind spot, and it's a real danger too. With
Okay.
the speed and everything else.
So
we
that's
just-
up past, what's that, the small street that runs from, it's the continuation of Second
Parkway.
Street?
I mean Parkway,
Parkway.
yeah.
So it's
Between
past-
Parkway, coming up from Palafi, you have Parkway,
Right,
and then you have South
Pros-
Prospect.
South Prospect,
But
right.
it's right at that hump as you shoot up, because they
it
accelerate up
levels
the
out.
hill, and before they know it, they're at that blind hump.
Right.
And if someone's coming down, and God help us if it's shift change, they park in front of my house at 6:30 in the morning. My
Right.
dog lets me know she's better than Rain, she's a German Shepherd. 6:30 in the morning, and they're there, and there's two cars that have been there since yesterday, and they're still here, and I'm gonna be calling traffic tomorrow on them.
We
But
don't have the,
we do have
stickers?
residents, yeah, we
Yeah?
do, but you know what? The weather's been lousy, let's face it, if they chalk the tire, who's gonna tell?
yeah,
But you know, the thing is, they're starting up again. I know we had the Taxpayers Association going back a number of years, and we had a 2-year struggle to get those resident stickers approved.
I know.
It was
yeah.
quite
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the journey. But now they're starting up again. And the quality of life on Kaplan, my heart's in my throat if I have to cross over the street.
Right,
It's very dangerous. Now I've learned to back into my driveway. Female driver, not the easiest thing, but I had to learn to back in because I
Right.
got clipped coming out of my driveway so many times. At least I can see what's coming now, but it shouldn't be this way. It really shouldn't.
so we're gonna take, so we're looking at the speed bumps, which is gonna hopefully slow some people down. I think we need to look at the no left turn off of Powerfly onto Kaplan.
At least for that first block, you
It
know,
should be
because
probably the
that's the
first few
problem maker
blocks.
right there. Just coming up that first block,
Yep.
that's really where they do it.
And we probably could do something, with some additional blinking signage for the speed limit, stuff like we put on other streets.
I had requested additional signs. Have they put additional speeding signs up?
No,
Okay.
not to our knowledge.
Right, so we
no.
have blinking,
Or even any flashing, blinking.
we have a blinking sign that says, tells you how fast you're going,
Yeah,
slow
yeah.
down,
But really, it has to face looking down the hill because they're coming up off of Polyfi.
Yeah.
That's where that's the worst of it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be late for work and they got to find
Yep.
a good parking
The
spot
good
on
news
Kaplan
is,
Avenue.
and the deputy mayor just met with the Hackensack University Medical Center, is they're building a 700-car parking garage to alleviate the parking issue.
I hope to God
So,
the
that'll help.
employees are allowed to park there because
That's-
they don't
it's
like
totally
to wait
for
for that
employees.
shuttle
It's
bus.
just for employees.
Just for
Just for
employees.
employees.
That's going to
So,
help a lot.
It's probably gonna be a year and a half out, probably,
Well,
2 years
Well,
maybe.
they're gonna do a
It's a
modular building.
prefabricated
They're gonna do
modular
prefab, so
type
it will go
parking
faster.
garage, but
All
that's,
right.
that's gonna help with the, I know what the parking likes over there, believe me, my wife,
Yeah, yeah.
my wife was a Hillers teacher, so.
there you go. There
She
you
always
go.
had a problem, but,
You know,
Yeah, and I know
getting the
people-
parking for the hospital will be huge, because
Yeah.
that's
It
a
will
lot
be.
of cars.
We
That's-
appreciate anything you can do because
Yep.
we just want to enjoy our town. Okay?
thank you, ma'am,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Next person, please.
Hello, I'm Courtney, and I'm from Kaplan. So I'm just going to restate a few things. I know you asked Ed if the enforcement come. They do not. I told you the last time that I worked from home a couple days a week. This morning, I watched a woman in a black Charger truck with red stripes park in front of my house at 10 minutes to 9. She had no parking sticker because I checked, and so did my husband, because when he came home for lunch, he could not park in front of his house. At 4:45, she left. She left with no ticket on her car. Yesterday, there is no parking on the right side of our street, and 4 cars stayed because they got no tickets. They knew they were getting no ticket, and they got none. So beyond that, we do need enforcement to come back. Now, when I do call and I say 284, most of the time someone will say, okay, Ms. Matthias, we're on our way. They know my voice, but how many times can I call?
No, I agree.
Sunday morning at 10:15, I went outside. My son had to go to bowling at practice at Boulder City, and there was a Wisconsin car parked in front of my driveway. So I called.
Wisconsin?
Yes. Officer Miller came, very nice. He gave me the option to ticket them and tow them. I said, just ticket them, because I felt bad, but I said, practice is over at 1 o'clock. If the car is there, come get it. Like, it's more than one problem. If there's just, maybe if they come twice a day, I'm not quite sure what the issue is. I moved from Arcadia because of parking for the hospital, and then we bought a house thinking it would alleviate our issues. So Arcadia is the garden department.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
And that's just as bad, because
Yeah,
they walk up
that's-
the hill
yep.
to come here, across the street from the hospital, yes, but no parking. My kid can't cross the street. If I go to visit my neighbor, I literally have to do one of these and duck and run. You guys put that sign up. The first day that it was up, my husband and I watched 2 cars come in opposite directions, and we are the apex, and had to slow down because they were gonna hit each other, or my husband, who was sitting in his car.
Right,
So there has to be something.
okay.
Also, I would like to also say, I totally agree with you on the left turn from Atlantic Street. You cannot make a left over double lines. I don't know if that light's gonna help. On the way here, I'm not quite sure what was happening on Prospect, but again, I came up Kaplan, I made the right onto Prospect. I could not go down Prospect Avenue. So once the light turned red the second
So you
time.
couldn't cross Essex to Prospect?
Couldn't cross Essex. I went around the 2 cars that were in front of me and just made the right on the Essex Street, went down and came that way.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what was happening. I hope that light helps, but it's
Yeah.
crazy over there.
No,
That's it
I
for
know
me.
traffic's bad over there, it's really bad.
Vinny, I have a question. The parking enforcement, is that parking enforcement that could give those tickets, or does it have to be a police officer?
Please. Both
be
can do
both.
it, but typically it would be traffic, and police that should do it.
Can that be like part of their
Yeah,
route, like make it
Parking
every
is
day,
more
just
metered-
certain
for metered
times?
parking.
yeah, yeah.
But
Can
if
we
that was
check-
for street sweeping and they didn't ticket, when, oh, she left already. I'm assuming when she said there was no parking that side, that it had to be for street cleaning.
That would be street sweeping, that would be the P.
And if it was for street cleaning, they didn't get ticketed? So we didn't clean the street either then? So make sure you call them too.
So let's check on the enforcement, make sure,
Yep.
and try to beef it up as much as
Wrote
possible.
it down already.
Really?
That they're not cleaning the streets?
Next person.
That's like my block.
Really? Yeah, well, we can't have that.
I'll check on
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. My name is Sam Allen. I'm a resident of Kaplan Avenue also. I want to thank the council for the work that you guys do. But I am here to voice my concerns about the speeding on the block. As my neighbors have expressed, the sign that we had posted, which we appreciated for the couple days that it worked, but it was down immediately after the Thanksgiving weekend. It was out.
Was that the
It has
trailer,
been out.
Mr.
Yes,
Allen?
with the
Okay.
little solar panel on it, but it has been out since Sunday after Thanksgiving. Because, it's a couple doors up from my house, so I see it, so I could see it. I was happy when it landed, but it hasn't really worked to prevent any speeding, to prevent any of the almost collisions. This week specifically, me driving out of my own driveway, I had somebody honking at me because I pulled out because they were going too fast, which is something I can ignore, but it just shouldn't be happening. It's
No.
caused because of the speeding. So again, we hope that we make some more progress on the speed pads or speed bumps or whatever it is we need for the safety of the community. Not just the parking, but safety.
No, I agree. And I think if we can, for like 2 blocks over there, probably Parker and Kaplan, limit the amount of left turns coming in, I think that's gonna help somewhat. We can actually do it. I mean, probably should put a time stamp on those signs when you can't turn left. Like obviously 7 o'clock in the morning when everybody's coming to work.
During the rush hours.
And, probably can take it off at like 7 at night, because that shift's already in. I think that would help. I don't want to totally eliminate it, because it's an inconvenience to you too, that you can't turn up your street.
Right, absolutely.
But, now we're ready to go full court press on this, because I've heard enough over the last few months. We need to stop this. What I don't want to do, and I was concerned about this, and this came up years ago, with the stop sign issue, or with the no left turn issue. We don't want to bump it all the way down so it affects Hiller, so everybody's going up that street. I
school
think that's
street.
Marvin,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken. Well, there's
Yes.
one on each side, I think.
Yeah, Marvin and Parker.
And Parker, so, yeah, Parker's problematic, though there is a little space between Parker and the school, I think. But the next one, Marvin, is right on the corner.
Right on the corner,
So I
correct.
don't want to force cars going up that way.
Right.
So,
You wouldn't be able to, and I don't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
You wouldn't be able to, your police officer over there does a phenomenal job.
yeah.
They got everything signed.
I know he's got the barricades between the thing.
You can't go more than 5 miles an hour.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah, the Marvin, that side is they're well patrolled over there.
Mm-hmm. And we could do it an hour, no left turn during school time. You know, we could do that. You know, they do it at Fairmont, yeah. All right, sir, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hi, Ruth.
Good evening. I just lost my voice. I'm Ruth Bauer Newstadter. I'm sorry. I'm here tonight to talk about Hackback. I've carried the disappointment of leaving the gallery, which I conceived of for over a year. Hackback opened its doors in July of 2015. I was a member of the committee that worked with Greg Leosi to pull together important ideas for the theater. The downstairs was initially conceived of as an all-purpose room. I objected and said it should be an art gallery, that a gallery in Hackensack, for that matter, in Bergen County, was needed. Since Hackensack was the county seat, it was especially important. The committee agreed. When it came time, Deputy Mayor Kathleen Canestrino ordered gallery lights. We got a hanging system. In 2015, I began plans to organize and curate art shows, bi-monthly exhibitions for Bergen County artists. We had openings and elegant food supplied by the city via Greg Leosi. I usually offered something special for each opening, choosing your favorite painting and writing a poem, for example. The words art gallery were nowhere to be seen on the outside of the building. I asked for signs, flags, other requests, nothing materialized. After 8 years, I resigned as a volunteer. The city no longer owned the building, a corporate board took over. I asked to meet with them. I wanted to express my ideas, my suggestions, and it never happened. After 8 years as a volunteer curator, I finally quit the gallery that meant so much to me. It was so sad. I came and went like the wind. No one else in Hackensack seemed to care. A city should be kinder. I worked as a volunteer. Because I never requested a salary, I was never considered a real director, a curator. You'll never find my name on any of the Hackpack programs. I conceived of and volunteered at the gallery because of my devotion for the arts and to give artists an opportunity to have solo and group shows. That devotion was not respected, and I was not respected. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Next person, please.
Randy Glover, Hackensack. Good evening, City Council. I'm actually here to support Ruth. I think I brought up quite a few times that the gallery should be named after her, since she was the one who conceived the idea of the gallery. This was before all the grants came into the city, all the buildings were put up. There might have been like one building, the Meridia. And really what she was thinking was the multiculturalism of the city and what that would bring. There's no other gallery here. And she devoted a lot of time, a lot of energy. She gave of herself. She invited artists. She gave so much to this city as far as culturally and of her being. And I think, honestly, it would only be right to recognize her with that honor of naming that space after her. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Absolutely. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Reverend Davis. Two things. As they finish with Stanley Place and whatever, this is an old issue. I'm hoping as they repave the street, the old issue of not being able to make a left-hand turn out of Stanley Place onto First Street still exists. I've had traffic come, I've reported before, there's a yellow line. I've gone to other streets in Hackensack and I've seen the yellow line. For example, Anderson Street in Linden, the yellow line is from about the end here all the way to that
50
screen
feet.
there. That's how long it is. On Stanley
This is
Place,
25 feet.
it's from about
No,
there to here.
25 feet.
It needs to
An
be
intersection.
much
50
longer.
50 feet from a stop sign.
It
You
needs to be
cannot,
50
it's about
feet.
25
Can we
feet.
needs
expand
to
it
be
to 50 feet?
Is there a stop sign there?
Well,
Is
there's
there a
a
stop
sign on
sign there,
Stanley,
right?
but not
There's a
on-
stop
not
sign on
First-
Stanley, but
not
when
on
trying to
First
make a
Street.
left onto First,
Okay.
because the cars park too close to Stanley, you cannot see around that corner. So I don't want everything to be finished, and as we're doing it, let's do it right. Let's make sure that yellow line.
Agreed,
Is that-
understood. We're going to try to
Okay.
shoot for the 50 feet.
Okay. My other thing is, I'm very happy about this building. I'm happy about the building that our county executive is planning. It's in the right place for a building like that. And as a family of teachers and nurses, my own kids, I know what it's like to have college students graduate and cannot afford apartments here in the town they live in, and especially for veterans. It's sad that we even have to have a place where position where veterans are homeless. So I'm very happy about that, and I hope the city continues to work to make sure this project goes forward as planned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn. It's going to be a real great addition to the city. And not only, the bus terminal, the workforce housing. We've been working together for, the past 5-6 years and we have, lots of approvals. We changed bus directions. A lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears went into this, but I think it was worth it. It was worth putting the time in to do it right. And, the city is donating the property to the county so they can build what they want to build, and they wanted to be the ones, we were offering to be in control. The county wanted to be the ones that were in control, and we're perfectly fine with that, because we worked together for a beautiful design. So I think, I agree with you 100%, and.
Hope you can find some type of resolution that gives preference to Hackensack.
Well, if you listened, Jim said that at the end, that Deputy Mayor said she wants that. The problem is with their funding. We've talked about this before. As long as they can, I want both. I want some of the veteran housing to be Hackensack preference, as well as some of the workforce housing. I think it's in Hackensack. The city's donating the property. We should be able to have that, but we can't affect their financing, or they can't do it. So they know that's our intent, and we hope it happens. Absolutely.
Next person, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Kasim Gaines, Hackensack. I want to echo the sentiments of Ruth regarding the Hackpack Gallery. I was a part of that board in its initial conception before the Citizen Advisory Board was disbanded and superseded by Hackpack Inc., a incorporation to run a taxpayer-funded facility. I think something that people don't realize is that while it's a public-private partnership, the taxpayers of Hackensack foot the bill for the vast majority of that building, and yet the taxpayers of Hackensack, the citizens, no longer have any sort of oversight over that facility. And a lot of the rental fees for that facility get pushed on to everyday folks that want to use it. I also want to just echo the comments for some urgency regarding Kaplan, and I say that not as a resident of Kaplan, but as someone who has been here and watches. A lot of people watch on YouTube. You can see the counts, but I think this is an important lesson in being here, showing up, getting your neighbors, advocating, because I'm heartened to hear that you're ready to go full steam ahead on this. And I think people that have issues throughout the city should voice their concerns and rally their neighbors like the folks on Kaplan have done. And hopefully they get some relief. The last thing I wanted to address is the building that the county executive proposed. I think it's fantastic. As you may know, I'm also the president of the teachers union. And so it is great that we have a facility, or we will have a facility that will cater to our public servants, our teachers, our fire, our police, certainly our veterans. I think it's very important. It's important that we support those staff members that are just getting started off in their careers. But however, I also want to urge and encourage the council, just as the county has thought creatively about this building, there is still a lot of support that can be done in terms of funding for the schools. Pilots, these incentives circumvent giving any money to the public schools. So while it is great that we are doing something for educators, there are kids that are being denied funding for their education because of these tax agreements that circumvent the public schools. So please, I see that this is going to be addressed, but please do something about that, because our kids are being strangled. We want to grow our city along with everything that's happening redevelopment-wise, but our schools are being cut out of that process through the pilots. Thank you.
Thanks.
If I could just take a minute, and I know I've spoken about this topic before as far as pilot money. The pilot program was not something that the city of Hackensack developed. It was something that's put in place by the state, and the reason that it was put in place by the state is to be able to do this, you have to show that you have a property that's sewer work, city work, that the infrastructure is such that you really cannot support that even the existing facilities that are there, never mind improve and build new. And that is why the monies that come from that are to go to support the infrastructure that is necessary to have this building happen. So in the same way, Mr. Gaines, that the schools receive state funding that's for the schools. It's not for the city. So the monies that the school receives, let's be honest, 7 years ago, the schools were receiving $13 million in state funding. Today, they're receiving $40 million in state funding. That's every year. So you have grown in state funding from $13 million a year to another $27 million a year. And that's your money. That's for the schools. The city never says, wait a minute, we need sewers. We have people that have quality of life issues that need to be addressed as well. No, because we understand that that funding is for the schools specifically and well-deserved for the schools. And in the same way, we need the schools to understand that the city has infrastructure needs. And the purpose of a pilot is to be able to accommodate that, which is what we are doing by sewer. You know, if you were here and you heard Chris's, presentation on a lot of the work that's being done, we are addressing issues that have been neglected in this town for years. And the reason we're able to do that is because we have funding coming in that is specific to that. We get reports every year. Every October, I give all the addresses of anything that's open to the schools, and they run numbers for us as to what the enrollment is. And the enrollment is very low coming from these buildings. Out of 2,600 units that are open and occupied, there's approximately 100 students coming into the school, and there's never more than one in any particular classroom. Because our obligation, we were very upfront when we started this, if we saw that there was an impact to the schools, of course we were going to do whatever we could to support the schools in that initiative. And at this point, we have meetings going on with Councilwoman von Rudenberg and myself and the school. Actually, we're having a meeting tomorrow, and I think we're very close, finally, to be able to look at the purchase of land to build the new school that you so desperately need. And the city has been working with the Board of Education, with certain members of the Board of Education, and your new superintendent, who's great. And they've selected a site. The city has looked at it. Our CFO is here, yes. We're hoping, I don't want to steal the thunder from the meeting, but the meeting's tomorrow, and I hope if everything goes well, we're going to have a really nice announcement coming out of that meeting, enabling us to move forward together as a city supporting the schools in that initiative as well. So we are here to do whatever we can to help, but you have to understand the source and the designation of what a pilot money is. And for us, Jim, what were we up to, 7 million a year? About?
Well, we budgeted 6.2 million coming in. At this point, that 9.6 million came in.
Okay, so that's where we are as far as pilot money goes. But another point, I'm not going to take over this whole meeting, but Another thing you have to understand that helps you with your state funding, and, and it's kind of a fact that nobody really talks about so much, by keeping those numbers out of the general assessed values, that enables you to get more school funding because the number's lower. That's why Jersey City's been getting so much all these years. Okay, so there is a little bit of a benefit to you, whether you want to acknowledge that or not, but that's part of the whole thing. So all we're asking you to try and understand, and the general public to try to understand, is what the values of both of these types of funding are, what they're meant for, and where they belong, and why. And that's the reason that the pilot monies are spent to do the infrastructure work specifically into the city. And any questions after, if you want to come see me, I'd be happy to talk to you.
Mayor Ross, can I just ask, because people have had a little bit of back and forth today.
Sure, go one time.
Go ahead,
Just
Kissing.
one question.
Sure.
So.
We should be asking this lady if it's okay. She's been
Sure,
waiting
no,
patiently.
I'm so sorry. No, I just want to be clear about one thing.
Sure.
Because you mentioned, and I respect everything that you're saying. You mentioned Jersey City as an example. Jersey City, as I'm sure you well know, allocates a portion of its pilot revenue, I believe it's 5%, to its public schools. Now, you just held up Jersey City as an example of a city that receives a lot of state funding and saying that not allocating any pilot money is somehow benefiting Jersey City.
Absolutely it is.
However, Jersey City allocates some of its pilot revenue, I believe it's 5%.
155 pilots, though.
Yeah, that's
So-
the issue. Christine, that's the issue, is the issue.
But let me just finish my
Go
thing, and then I
ahead,
promise
go
I will
ahead.
sit down. I won't say anything
Go
else.
right
How about that?
Go right
So, the thing that I just want to make clear is it is very confusing because it sounds like you're saying two things. It sounds like you're saying the city desperately needs another school. 100 extra students.
Go ahead.
100 extra students is 5 elementary school classrooms.
But not one of them, not more than one of them affects any existing classroom, because I get the report.
But
by,
what I'm-
by classroom, Christine, so that you can't twist the data.
No,
You have
I'm
to
not
look
twisting
at-
the data. When I'm saying,
You kind of are.
I'm not twisting the, I'm gonna say my little thing, and then I'm gonna sit
And I'm
down.
gonna answer you.
That, I promise you.
Okay.
So, all I'm saying is, we need a school. Part of that is a funding issue. The city has a mechanism that other cities have used to allocate some of the pilot revenue to the public schools. Other cities, even that don't do that, have had developers kick in towards an elementary school, parks, things that benefit the school children. I've not seen anything like that that benefits the children coming from any of these development units. And so while I understand what you're saying about the formula, what I'm saying is this is a system that is in place. I understand Hackensack did not invent this system. I'm not charging any of you with that. But what I'm saying is the public schools for years have been cheated out of revenue by about 6,000, 7,000 units, that if they were other apartment buildings, if they were houses, if they were condos, they would be contributing a portion of those residential properties to the schools. So that's all I'm saying. I'm going to sit down and let you do whatever you want to do. Thank you for the extra time.
I'm going to try and answer each question one at a time.
Hold on,
Now-
let's let this lady speak and then
Oh,
do it.
well,
She's been
but-
waiting 15 minutes.
Come
Let her
forward.
come on.
I don't want to lose each of the questions that have to be answered.
Well, thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mayor, for listening to me and all the members of the City Council. Even though it may look like it doesn't have any relationship with education, the arts is the core of education. So I want to reinstall the topic that Ruth Bauer-Neustadt stated a couple of minutes ago. My name is Maria Teresa Ortiz Nareto. I have a long name, but with that long name, she invited me to her last exhibition as artist participant in the gallery. We were 3 Hackensack residents, Joe LaMatina, Ruth, and I, who were part of her last curated exhibition. And I can tell you with my heart broken, when I saw the dedication, the passion, the love that she put in all the job that she did, not only that day before, and the lack of feedback and recognition that she received from Hackback. And I said that with my heart broken. My next exhibition in Hackback is in January, so maybe you will listen my name again, hopefully. But the point is, we can't forget the arts, because the arts is the future of our children. It's our memory. It's the passion that drives us as a precious human beings. So Hackback should have still the gallery, and the gallery is not anymore the gallery. It's Ruth Bauer Neustadt Gallery. That's how it should be named. That's how she should be celebrated. And she should be celebrated with a huge exhibition, huge retrospective in Hackback. And I said that with my heart, because I currently working on her artworks. I'm working on her book. Hopefully it will be published in 2 years. That will be writing for me, but with her collaboration, because we are a group of artists who believe in the city, who love the city, and we know that the city that doesn't have arts, that the art is not in the core, is a city without memory. It's a city that it will be just empty buildings that will disappear, but will never be part of American history. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's do this now. We'll get over the groups now. Can I do it now?
Yes.
So I'm going to take a vote right now, the city council, all right? Long overdue. I make a motion to name the gallery at the Hackpack, the Ruth Bauer Gallery. Raise your hand if it's aye. It's all unanimous, Ruth, all right?
And Ruth, I hope it's not too little too late, but you
Understood.
brought life to every exhibition that you were there. You brought life to that environment. And I'm sorry if you didn't feel it from our hearts, but that's the truth. And I always enjoyed when you were there. It was always a very lively exhibit. It was not just walking in to see lovely pictures, but you brought them to life as well. So thank you, John, and the rest of the council.
So, yes, sir.
Good evening, City Council. Mark Edwards. Congratulations, Ms. Ruth. It seems like it does work when you fight for something, correct?
Yes.
And you obtain it. So just getting to, you guys know I'm going to be the thorn in the side for Mr. Battaglia. I do kind of see what's going on as far as Mr. Carroll, and you said about things being swept under the rug. I'm going to make sure that this grievance with my brother, Sean Holder, isn't going to get swept under the rug. I have time. I'm going to come every time, being that you're sitting on this city council. And it's going to go across to the board because you guys represent each other and you're allowing it. So my issue is you. Your remarks, your racial remarks, which has been stated, your words, which has been gone back on, redacted, stated as something else. It kind of adds up to me that you do like to change your words. This is just me putting that on the record. So, Mr. Steve, I do like to address the situation of if someone does not choose to step down as they stated, how does the voters petition to get somebody off? But that'll be the end of my night.
I only answer at the direction of the council,
ahead.
wishes me to
Go
answer.
ahead. We know you can't petition the city. so-
Yeah, so, you may have heard in, some situations, you can submit petitions to recall an elected official. I believe a while back there was an effort to do that with Senator Menendez. To my knowledge, that does not exist in the form of government that we are under. I've said this before and I'll repeat it, which is Mr. Battaglia was lawfully elected to his position on the city council. The other members of the city council are without power to remove him. His term, unless he chooses to run for re-election, will expire at the end of June. And if he chooses to run for re-election at that time, then the voters would have their say whether they believe he is worthy of another term in office. But there is nothing that I am aware of in the law for Mr. Battaglia or any other member of this council with whom somebody might take issue with to recall them either through this council or through the voters. That's just the law.
Okay. I'll try and briefly remember the questions. All right.
I wore it down a little bit for you, Cassine.
First of all, Cassine, regardless of whether it's pilot money, taxpayer money, funded money by the state, the school gets every penny they ask for. The city doesn't say to the school, oh, you want $50,000 or $100,000 more in one field or another, and you cannot have that. The school, the way it works is the school develops their budget. They come up with here's what we need this year. And they tell the city, here's the money we need. And the city gives it to them. Correct, Jim? This is the way it works. It's not like whether we get it or we're able to reduce our fund because the pilot money is coming off of our budget and your budget. It doesn't matter. The school gets every penny they ask for from the city funds that we collect from the taxpayers. So it really doesn't, a lot of what you're saying really isn't making sense, okay? We do want to watch the enrollment because of a lot of what we do as far as how these buildings are designed, what the impact to the school is there something else the city can do? And I'm maybe talking a little before we have this meeting tomorrow, but the city is looking to make contributions to help the school with this land purchase and donate some city property to do that. Do we have to do that? No. But we're trying to help in that regard. And hopefully this comes through in the meeting and we're able to solve this whole problem and move forward together. And we talk about Jersey City, we're talking about two different things. I was talking about the amount of state funding that Hackensack schools receive, which has grown, as I said, dynamically, and is wonderful that we're able to get that. Jersey City gets an astronomical amount because of the number, 140, 150 pilots they have. So the funding money is based on those assessed values. So them coming off of the assessed values in the city is helping the schools actually get more state funding because the total assessed value number happens to be lower. That was the point I was making. If Jersey City contributes, and I don't know if they do or don't, they are contributing because, and it's the same thing with developers doing things for the city of Jersey City, what you're talking about, is because they are allowing density that we would never consider in this city. They are allowing developers to build 30-story, 40-story plus buildings. The majority of the buildings in our downtown are 6 stories. We have, what, 2? One 14-story, and maybe we're going to have, I don't even know if we're going to have another one.
No,
They're
well,
changing it out. We have
just a
one.
county building.
We've limited that because we don't want that type of density. When you're taking a small piece of property and you're putting only 6 stories, of which 2 of it's parking, you're not generating a lot of units. When you're taking that same size property in Jersey City and you're going 30 and 40 stories, you know what the return on that investment is? So yes, it's a totally different picture. The public has never wanted that type of development, and we've curtailed it so that doesn't happen. As far as contributing to parks and things that the children, have you been to the M&M building in the past 9 years and seen what it looks like? Have you seen the progress in all of our parks? Right? What the city chose to do with the developers. There's only so much blood you can get from a stone, so to speak, okay? We have financial advisors. I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I'm pretty good at this as well. We know pretty much how much we can get. We, the city, have chosen all along to take that in money so that we, the city, make the decisions as to how that money is going to be spent. And that money has been spent on almost every park in the city has had major work improved. That's for our children. Our children were playing in that M&M building where basketball games had to be canceled because the tile floor would get wet and the children would slip and fall. Look at the beautiful building they have now. You know, so, and the Hack Pack, which the children enjoy too. Where do you think all of this has been funded? Not totally all from the pilot money, but it's been something that substantiated and enabled us to move forward in a lot of those directions. So yes, they have contributed to things for our children in the way that I've described to you. And that was the choice of this council. Could we say, give it half of us in cash and you go off and do something to the park? We preferred to be more in control of the situation. We know our town. We know what parks needed to be fixed. We know what things needed to be done. And I think if you look at the last 10 or 11 years, you're going to see the changes and the improvements that have been made to the city. And I hope, Kasim, that you can appreciate that to some way. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I probably talked
So
way too
I'm just
long.
going to, real quick, because we got a lot of work to do, but the one thing that I have to comment on, and this is where we need the new school, is the early childhood learning. And one of the issues, and one of my big issues I had with the past Board of Ed is the amount of that lease for that building is approaching, I believe, close to $1 million a year. For a building that's probably worth 3.5, maybe $4 million tops, and that's stretching it. So we paid 2 to 3 times for that building in the last since we took it over like 11, 12 years ago. So it's us getting out of there is so important. And when I say us, I mean the city of Hackensack, the school system, the Board of Ed. It's so important to get out of that lease and get them in a new school, a new building, all right? That's, to me, one of the most important things facing the schools today. And we're working on that. And the money that's going to purchase that land is going to basically, down the road, it's going to be stretched out through bonds. It's going to come from development. That's how that's going to pay for it. The developers are going to pay for the beginning of that school taking off. So, but we need to get out of that school. I think everybody on the Board of Ed agrees with it now, and it's time to get out of there. So, anybody else from the public want to speak? It's going to be a late night.
Yeah, we haven't even started.
We did
the second
7
meeting.
hours last meeting.
We were here
Getting
till
used to
midnight
this.
last time.
So I need a motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Thank you. So we're going to go into the next session.
Yeah, just before,
Oh,
We gotta
yes.
close the meeting and close the
we've got to
executive
close the
session.
cow, and before we do that, I do need to make my usual announcement that, as was previously mentioned, we did have a closed executive session prior to the cow meeting. During that discussion, litigation was discussed, including the affordable housing litigation, which I referenced earlier in the cow, as well as the ongoing litigation involving 2 city employees, Cassidy and Salazar versus the city.
Okay,
Thank you.
Motion to close the executive session?
Offer.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Motion to close the council of the whole.
Offer.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Hearing none opposed. Going to move right into the next meeting. Madam Clerk?
We're gonna have to give him that.
All right.
There's a lot of paperwork here.
So you'll take care of that route thing tomorrow with Greg? We'll put that in motion
Yes.
to name the gallery.
I'm so shocked, I really am.
Oh, don't be shocked.
What was the name of the
Huh? I can't spell her. I'm
Well,
not
the
sure to
name of the
spell it. I want to
website.
spell it wrong. I'm good. I'm going down to get home. My
I wish your husband was here.
I wish
How
he
are
were
you
here
doing?
too.
Congratulations.
He's struggling,
Yeah?
yes.
Where's my girl?
You know you need a small celebration for her at the gallery, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Did a party at the gallery.
Absolutely. You want to trade? I want to trade jackets. I love that. So, no parecieron. Oh, Lord. So I got here at 6:45, and it's still 6:45. That clock is right twice a day, you know. Can we get that clock fixed?
Working on it.
Yeah.
What's okay?
Working on
They're
it.
working on it? Okay.
I wanted to just take it down, but Mitch wouldn't take it down.
Are you ready, Madam Clerk?
Now I'm
To
ready.
resume?
Yes.
Let's go.
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et sec, notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin board.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Here.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so there are no proclamations, there are no more presentations, there are no minutes to approve. Vinnie, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. The city holiday tree lighting was postponed from last night, Monday, December 16th at 5:30 PM due to last night's weather. Please join us on the green on Monday, December 16th for the holiday festivities. The city's annual gingerbread house contest has begun. To enter, submit one photo of you making your house and one photo of the completed house to contest@hackensack.org, along with the name, age, address, and phone number. All homes will be posted on social media for voting. Submission deadline is December 30th. The city's annual children's holiday party is Saturday, December 14th at 10:30 a.m. at the Hack Pack. Contact the Recreation Department for free tickets. The Christmas Caper has returned to the Hack Pack this holiday season. Be sure to check showtimes at thehackpack.org. It is a great show for the whole family to enjoy. The annual senior holiday trip to Hunterdon Hills Playhouse is Friday, December 13th. Tickets are $40, and there are limited tickets available. At this time, I just want to wish you, the public, and everybody's families a happy holiday and healthy new year.
Thank you. Ready to start business?
Yep.
Resolution 407-24.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 43-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Vehicles and Traffic to remove Second Street and Haynes Place as resident-only on-street parking areas. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Anyone from the public would like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members from the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed?
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 43-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 408-24.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 44-2024, a bond ordinance providing for various 2024 capital improvements and acquisitions by and in the City of Hackensack and the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, appropriating $6 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $5,465,472 in bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed?
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen, State of New Jersey,
that ordinance number 44-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 409-24.
Say resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 45-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack parking to add no parking on portions of Elizabeth Street. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 45-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 410-24.
Say resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 46-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 88 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Fire Prevention to add Section 88-12 Fire Watch. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Any, excuse me, anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no one from the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 46-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 411-24.
This is a resolution for ordinance number, final adoption of ordinance number 47-2024, an ordinance to amend Chapter 32 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Police Department with respect to the duties and authority of the newly established position of Chief of Police. This ordinance has been advertised according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor, roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 47-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 412-24.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 48-2024, an ordinance authorizing entry of real estate purchase and sale agreement with designated redeveloper Esther Realty LLC for sale of block 500.1, lots 78 and 82, 112-120 Hackensack Avenue pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, none opposed.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 48-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 413-24.
It's a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 49-2024, an ordinance authorizing acceptance of deed of permit drainage easement over a portion of block 82.1, lot 25.01. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members from the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack, County of Bergen, and State of New Jersey, that ordinance number 49-2024 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 414-24.
Okay, this is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 50-2024, an ordinance amending City of Hackensack redevelopment plan governing the Main Street area in need of rehabilitation. This ordinance has been published according to law and now calls for a public hearing, although we do have an issue with this one. This one was supposed to have gone to the planning board after it was introduced, and somehow it never got on the planning board's meeting. So it has to go on their next meeting,
Which is tomorrow.
which would be tomorrow.
Okay.
So we would have to then adopt it at our meeting after that.
You sure this didn't go to planning?
Brian said that it wasn't on.
It wasn't?
Bridget
Okay.
couldn't find it, I
All
couldn't
right, so then
find
maybe
it.
it didn't. I thought
So-
we talked about it.
But it
She-
says final adoption.
So we can't adopt it, then we have to.
No, we have to table it.
Okay.
Needs to be tabled.
It needs
Okay.
so we just need a motion to table ordinance 50-2024.
All right, need a motion to
Hang
table.
on. Yes?
And the planning board might not even hear it tomorrow night because Fran's not around.
Oh.
Not being told.
So we still got to table it, though.
So
right?
it still has to be tabled. Okay.
I thought I provided the update.
So I need a motion to table Resolution 414-24.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed.
Okay. So then-
Resolution 415-24. Thank you, Albert.
Okay, this is a resolution approving an amended Affordable Housing Trust Fund spending plan and requesting court approval of the spending plan.
Okay. Need a motion?
Offer.
Second.
This was 415, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we need a vote. You want me to do a roll call?
No roll call. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed.
Sorry, I threw a curveball in there.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Resolution 416-24?
Yeah, this is a resolution of the City of Hackensack, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, adopting an affirmative marketing plan for the City of Hackensack's affordable housing program.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution 417-24.
This is a resolution adopting an affordability assistance manual.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. 418-24.
This is a resolution authorizing 100% veteran tax exemption.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution 419-24.
And this is a resolution authorizing tax refunds for state board judgments, county board judgments, and duplicate payments.
Need a motion.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution 421-24.
420.
I'm sorry, 420-24.
It's a resolution awarding change order number 1 final to DLS Contracting for the 2022 road resurfacing program.
Need a motion.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution 421-24.
It's a resolution approving notice of intent to utilize national co-op contract for purchase of garbage cans.
Need a motion for the
Offer.
garbage cans.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution
422.
422-24.
It's a resolution awarding state contract for the police department radio communication repair and maintenance.
Need a motion?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Stay.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 423-24.
This is a resolution awarding Bergen County Co-op contract for the purchase of a solar-powered camera trailer for the Hackensack Police Department.
Need motion?
Offer.
Second.
I'm sorry, roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Stay.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 424-24.
This is a resolution authorization for cancellation of improvement authorization balances in the general capital fund.
Need a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution 425-24.
This is a resolution awarding change order number 3, which is final to Roman E&G Corp. for Clay Street CSO sewer separation contract number 2.
Need a motion.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Resolution 426-24.
This is a resolution approving transfer of 2024 budget appropriations.
Need a motion.
Offer.
Need a second.
I'm gonna stay in this one, 427.
All right, but I need a second. You got a second? Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 427-24.
It's a resolution awarding bid contract for Johnson Park Sports Complex.
Need a motion?
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Stay.
Councilmember Carroll.
No.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. 428-24.
This is a resolution awarding the RFP contract for consultant for the Atlantic Street Parking Garage Elevator Modernization Project.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. 429-24.
This is a resolution authorizing the award of contract with LEW Environmental Services LLC for the management of lead testing for certain rental apartments.
Need a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. 430-24.
This is a resolution authorizing payment of bills.
Need a motion to pay the bills.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
I abstain.
Oh, Leo, you're gonna have to change your vote to an abstention for that. Your wife is on the bills list.
Okay. Stay.
I forgot, sorry.
Consent agenda. Any conflicts from the council?
Yes.
Oh, I have yours, I believe. Jared,
Correct.
yeah, I wrote them down. Hold on. 436 and 442. Correct?
436
Correct.
and 442.
So we have to pull those two out.
Okay, anybody else?
No, I don't have anything.
Hang
Lot
on.
of professionals on here today.
436
Okay?
and 442.
Okay. Onward.
Okay. The following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda, and consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and/or additions. The consent agenda consists of Resolution 431-24, resolution authorizing board appointments and reappointments. Resolution 432-24 is a resolution authorizing mayor to sign interlocal agreement with Northwest Bergen County Utilities Authority for the cleaning of sanitary sewers. Resolution 433-24 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign an interlocal agreement with Northwest Bergen County Utilities Authority for TV inspection of sanitary sewer system. Resolution 434-24 is a resolution authorizing a person-to-person liquor license transfer from Yoshida Enterprises, Inc. to J&G Sons for license number 0223-33011006. Resolution 435-24 is a resolution authorizing endorsement of proposed Bergen County Community Development grants. Resolution 437-24 is a resolution authorizing building department refunds. Resolution 438-24 is a resolution approving the memorandum of understanding between the City of Hackensack and the IBEW Local 1158 electrical workers for the public safety telecommunicators. Resolution 439-24 is a resolution authorizing the execution of an interlocal agreement with the Borough of Paramus for the maintenance and repair of vehicles for the fire department. Resolution 440-24 is a resolution authorizing approval of items of revenue and appropriation, NJSA 40A:4-87, 2023 assistance to firefighters grants. Resolution 441-24 is a resolution authorizing release of performance bond and safety stabilization bond for 5357 Essex Street. Resolution 443-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to DMR Architects PC for city planner and architect services. Resolution 444-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Elsbeth J. Crucius LLC as city prosecutor. Resolution 445 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to DeMarco and DeMarco Esquire LLC for public defender services. Resolution 446-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Friend and Wenzel LLC for public defender services. Resolution 447-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Navarre Gray Esquire for public defender services. Resolution 448-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Walens, Goldman, and Spitzer, PA, for bond counsel services. Resolution 449-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Di Maria and Associates, LLP, for auditor/financial management consultant services. Resolution 450-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Suburban Consulting Engineers, Inc., for consulting engineer services. Resolution 451-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Suburban Consulting Engineers, Inc., for consulting environmental engineer services. Resolution 452-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Neglia Engineering Associates for consulting engineer services. Resolution 453-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Neglia Engineering Associates for consulting traffic engineering service. 454-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to HQW Architects LLC for architect services. Resolution 455-24 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Kelly M. Rice Esquire as alternate city prosecutor. Resolution 456-24 is a resolution authorizing extension of shared service contract for health officer with TNEC. Resolution 457-24 is a resolution authorizing grant agreement with the County of Bergen for the Community Development Block Grant for DeWolf Street road improvements. And Resolution 458-24 is a resolution authorizing adoption of the agreement between the City of Hackensack and the UPSEU Hackensack White Collar Employees for the period January 1, 2023 to December 31st, 2026.
Okay,
We
very
need a
good.
motion?
Need a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it was just read.
Offer.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. And now we have two other resolutions.
Okay, the first one is Resolution 436-24, a resolution authorizing appointment of special law enforcement officers, Class 1, for 2025 calendar year.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. All in favor? Or no, I'm sorry, roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 442-24.
It's a resolution authorizing extension of the shared services agreement with the Hackensack Public School District to provide school resource officers and Class 3 special law enforcement officers.
Need a motion?
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. All right. So that's that. Thank you, Deb, for that long docket.
Yeah, a lot tonight.
Lots of reading. Motion to open to the public.
Offer.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Mr. Serbo, how are you? What do you think of the Soto acquisition?
I think it's ridiculous. I do. I just.
a lot of money.
You know, it's $50 to park at City Field. It'll be $75 probably next.
Someone's
next
got to
year.
pay, someone's got to pay $700 million.
No, I understand. Taking the train's the best way, okay? But if you take your car, it's gonna be $75 just to park it, okay?
Probably.
And the beers are gonna be $18.50, all right?
And
So-
if you're within range, he might hit a home run out of the stadium and break your windshield.
Yeah, he's not that great, okay? He's a good player,
No, he's
no
pretty
question.
good.
He's a good player, absolutely.
He's a great batter. We'll leave it at that.
He's a great batter, but I mean,
Not a great
he's
fielder.
overrated. Come on, get over it. All right, look, I hope Spring Valley Avenue hasn't taken a back seat to this focus on Sutton Place or whatever. Hackensack, no, it's ridiculous.
Kaplan Ave.
Is Sutton Place it is?
Kaplan Avenue.
Kaplan, I'm sorry, Kaplan Place, all right. All right, there's buses that are speeding down Spring Valley Avenue, and they're empty, okay? Every one of these buses are empty, and they're speeding down to Main Street. I'm telling you, they're going 60 miles an hour. Come and watch, come and see. Please come there and watch during the day. Sometimes I'm home.
What is the best time of day?
Sometimes I'm home during the day. Come during rush hour, okay? Come and sit there and have coffee, John, during rush hour.
let me
okay?
ask-
time?
Well, rush hour is from 7 to
8 o'clock, 8:30?
to 10, you know?
8:30,
And
8:30.
later, the rush hour is from 4 to 7, okay? So those 2 3-hour rush hours are just ridiculous. All right? And it's not only the buses, but these buses are speeding now. They're empty. And so, which brings us to the next topic of Mr. Tedesco's plan about this bus station. What the hell do we need a bus station for? There's empty bus. No, really, you better go to sit at every bus stop and see who's on these buses all day. It's not just once. You told me once. Oh, it's probably once, and they pick up riders later. No, it's not. They're all empty, all over the town. Rush hour, they're empty during rush hour. I mean, you used to have to stand on buses during rush hour to go into the city. Not anymore. So why are we planning a bus station? And who's funding that, by the way? What's the funding on all that? Those buildings that Tedesco was talking about.
That's the BCIA, which is Bergen County money.
All right, but what's
And-
Bergen
and Jersey-
County
and
money?
New Jersey Transit.
Can't we finally say when things are talked about and they're funded by something, it's taxpayer money, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so why are we so uptight about saying that? Say it when all these things on your board too. It's funded by the taxpayers. Say so. Also,
Not 100%. We have other revenue.
Yeah, okay, but taxpayers are paying for most everything, and you can just
they own it.
spend at will. You could spend any on anything you want. Okay, other things is the heavy traffic on the avenue is. I'm telling you, I'm getting an inspection to look at foundations on houses. I'm telling you, there's cracks in them. You're going to pay for it if there's foundation damage on our homes on Spring Valley. Nobody seems to care. I would hope Mr. Gaines, is he still here? He's still here? Okay.
I'm on the bus.
Okay, he's on the bus. I hope Mr. Gaines would. No, I hope he's on Spring Valley, and he's talking about Kaplan and other school funding,
That's right, you live on Spring
which
Valley.
are valid reasons to.
Right.
He's bringing up valid arguments, but
I wanna
he's
hear
on
from
Spring
him
Valley
about
too.
the empty
Maybe he's
buses.
here to support you. Let's wait and see.
He should, because it's ridiculous that what goes on Spring Valley Avenue. is-
I've seen the speeding. Buses I can't attest to. But
No,
I've seen
and the road gets narrow as you go up towards Summit. It really gets narrow there. I'm telling you, it's a dangerous situation.
Still one lane though. Still one.
And I called the police today because there's a truck that has a car, a trailer on it. He's got a trailer behind his truck parked on Spring Valley Avenue. You can't even see when you back out of the drive. So the police dismissed me. Oh yeah, he knew about it, he said. But I don't think he knew about it. He said that they ticketed it or something, but please check it out. It's been there for a week. There's a truck with a car trailer on the corner of Spring Valley and Pine, coming up as you come up from Maine. It's dangerous. You can't see, and it's easy to hit it too. It's a traffic problem. So please look at it. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Case. All right. Sorry.
We could do this in a hack bag.
We could. I can't afford the hack piece. Kasim Gaines, Hackensack again. I had a clarifying question, actually. The public was not called for the last couple of resolutions before we went to the consent agenda. That might just be standard, and maybe it is, but should the public have been called to speak on 428? I'm sorry, 42724 before there was a vote?
Only
Okay, thank you. Okay, no problem. All right, thank you. So I wanted to, I don't want to take up too much because I've spoken before and I had a little extra time, so I appreciate it. My main issue, I think, someone spoke earlier about the whole issue with Sean Holder being kind of swept under the rug and moving on past it. I think it's really important for everyone to understand the way that, or at least I'll say the way that I'm seeing the last couple of meetings transpire. When this whole thing was announced, initially Mayor LaBrosse said, I don't really know what the situation is. I don't know if it was with a student. I don't know if it was with a coach. I don't know if it was at a game. There were lots of very specific things he said he didn't know that all happened to be a part of the story. So I think clearly there was some sense of what the story was. Councilman Carroll said that he was going to air out this situation, that he was going to say that it made the council appear racist. And there have been shifting narratives as to what has happened vis-a-vis Councilman Carroll. Initially, it was he was being removed from your upcoming ticket because of what he was going to say at this meeting, or at that meeting a couple of months ago. Then it became he was removed because he was having conversations that had nothing to do with what Councilman Battaglia said. And that was the new reason, was that we were always going to get rid of him. And so we just kind of used a convenient reason to come up with why we're going to give him the boot. And this was all done while our deputy mayor talked about how important it is that we don't call people liars and that we act with integrity and that we have honesty and that we say what we mean and mean what we say. Councilman Battaglia says he's going to resign. He doesn't. Councilman Battaglia comes up with some term of endearment that he was calling this coach, which to me is still the funniest part of this whole thing, that somehow this person who, in Councilman Battaglia's own words, he said he had an issue with at the middle school, then 2 days later he had an issue with at the game, and he wants us to believe that he went and referred to this man with a term of endearment, this man that he had an issue with twice in 1 week. Now, I know that Councilman Battaglia's friends believe that. I think that is complete nonsense. It does not make common sense. Councilman Battaglia knows it doesn't make sense. But here's why it works. Because every time there's an issue, particularly with race, with gender, with things like that, when people get upset about it, you say it's politics. It doesn't matter really what time of year it is. You say it's politics. People are never legitimately offended for anything out here. There's always an agenda. And the agenda became crystal clear today because Councilman Battaglia had to abstain on the sports dome in Johnson Park. Now, why would he have to abstain from this facility? Now,
I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but I have a theory. And I think Councilman Battaglia knows why he had to abstain or why he chose to abstain. Because that is a pet project. Councilman Battaglia is looking forward to profiting off this building. He is looking forward to profiting off this building. Now, that's why he abstained. Otherwise, this thing that he cares a lot about, if there is no conflict, he should have voted for. But he wants to keep his hands clean for the future. And so that's why we can't resign. That's why we sit here. That's why we rally all of our friends to come and say nice things about him. That's why he sits here so that he can have this vote tonight. And so I want to congratulate you, Councilman Battaglia, on your win. I understand what you are saying about politics and the way that it plays a part here, and I think we just got an excellent lesson in civics today. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
I stay now that he's here.
You have a chance to speak. We're going to speak. We'll speak now.
Okay.
Is there anybody? Well,
You want me to say?
Finish the public session.
finish the public
Okay.
session. I don't know if anybody else wants to talk. Anybody else want to talk? Anybody else from the public? Motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 None opposed? So just let these two speak, and then you go.
Sure.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Congratulations to our new captain, lieutenant sergeants that got sworn in tonight. We look forward to your leadership and your guidance. Congratulations to Ruth. I'm genuinely so sorry that she felt that way. I know, listen, that's on, I can't speak for everyone, that's on me. I feel like sometimes everyone gets so busy and don't realize and don't pay attention to that effort that's being put in. She really did, and she really deserves it. So I hope that she realizes how much we appreciate her. She has a great group of friends that came here and rallied for her, and I wish all of us could be so lucky to have that group of friends that really come in and make sure that she gets what she deserves. So we look forward to that. The Hackensack Junior Wrestling season is officially underway. We have 2 home matches at the Rec Center January 11th and January 18th. So come on out and support. We have 90 wrestlers this year. It's a record. And we have over 10 girls. So that's a big deal. The girls wrestling is really growing, and we're proud of that. And they're all, they're all into it, and they're pretty strong little girls, and they're really proud to be out there too. So it's going to be a great season. And I hope everyone has a happy and healthy holiday season. I hope everyone gets time to spend with their families and stay safe and just, relax a little bit, because I know it's been a little hectic the last few months with running around and everything. So have a great night, everyone. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Steph.
Thank you.
Also, it was so nice to see the police promotions, and, it was nice. We have a captain, a lieutenant, and a couple of sergeants, so we really, thanks, Vinny, for putting in the hard work and helping out and getting some of this stuff done, but I think well-deserved and well-needed, and hopefully we may be having to supplement the department with a few more officers soon, and we'll see where that goes, but all good work with the police department. And also with Ruth, I feel terrible. I mean, I go back a long way with Ruth, and as I said to her, she is, she brought a spark into the cultural arts building when she came to, when she had a showing or when she came to a showing, she brought a lot of life to it, and her heart was really invested in it. So I hope it wasn't too little too late. I'm glad we all agreed and were able to do this tonight for her, because she definitely deserves it. A couple of things that I think are important, more stuff that I'm going to skip because it's too late, but the 2 things I think that are worth talking about really are things that happened at the committee of the whole. I think, working closely together with the county on the new probation site, bus terminal, old sites, now turning it into a brand new, beautiful new bus terminal and workforce housing. I think it's a wonderful project. We've been trying to get together on this for years, right, Mayor? I mean, this
2014.
Yeah, we've been kicking this idea around and trying to figure it out for a very long time, and now, we're finally on track, and it's a great location for it. It brings, much needed support, not only for the bus station, but for kind of what Jim spoke very well when he talked about it. You know, there's this level now of income where you don't fit to be affordable housing, but you don't really fit to market rate either. And, you know, especially supporting people that are starting out in their career, whether you're young or whether it's a career change, you know, and you're doing something different, and, you know, you need that kind of support for a couple of years. I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful project. And, you know, the other thing, Steve talked about it briefly, we had a session with our Affordable Housing Council prior. You know, for years, we've been having this discussion and trying to move forward with being able to have some Hackensack preference for our affordable housing. Because to me, I'm sorry, but it's almost like unconstitutional in my brain that the citizens and the residents and the taxpayers of the town are the ones that are providing the affordable housing, yet that affordable housing is going not only to other towns, but to other counties without the people that live here who are paying for it and supporting it having a first choice. But it's not our rule, this is the state rule. And we worked really hard because before we could do that, we have to get to the point where we 100% meet the buildable requirement. And we're there. We're there with the commitments that we have right now in place. And I think it's a perfect scenario now where we're starting to see the development branch out into the overlay zones. And those developments are all going to be market rate buildings, and they have a requirement for 10% affordable. And now you don't have to be compromised by rules of federal tax money, so you can't make it residency preference. Now all those rules go away because the majority of the units are market rate. So if we meet the requirement and they sign off on it in January, which we're all keeping our fingers crossed, all of those buildings will now not only have the affordable housing, but Hackensack peoples will go to the top of the list. So, I mean, I think that is just huge, huge for us and something we've been trying to do for a very long time. And I think that everyone in the city has talked about this, and we've tried every which way to get it done. And we have to thank our Affordable Housing Council, Steve, you know, for working really hard on this and getting us to the point where January is the settlement signing agreement. So this is our plan, and hopefully it all gets signed off on in January. I think that's enough. The other stuff, I'm sure you can read through the agenda and figure it out. It's late enough. Have a good night, everyone who's left or who's watching it from home, and we'll see you again at the end of the month.
Thank you. Leo.
Well, the city council and the city manager know that anytime there is a project in the city, I always around to try to make sure that it's done in the right way. And I don't want to spend the rest of the night to say everything that I found so far, but you guys know, M&M Building, Style Park, the third field in Johnson Park, and I always find problems and then being corrected. In this particular case, we went out for bids about maybe 6 months ago, and we had to go for review because they were really over budget, okay? This particular company, I look at many reviews, I am not too happy about it. So I wonder if this company was investigated by our city lawyer, our city architect, and our project manager. Do we get in contact with his bonding company to ask them if they are comfortable with the providing a performance bond to the city for this contract, okay? And that's the reason I was not really happy with this particular company, and that's the reason I stayed. I try to protect the city against something that I think is going to be a potential problem. That's the reason, Mr. Kane. Thank you. Good night.
Jerry?
One thing I'm going to say. I saw a car driving maybe over 60 miles an hour Sunday, a white car in Fairmont Avenue. So it's not only Kaplan, it's all over the city that these people don't respect at all. And I don't know what are we going to do, or we're going to wait for somebody to get killed before we do the table bombs, the speed bombs, or whatever to try to reduce the speed in the city. Thank you and good night.
Yeah?
Good evening. I'd like to congratulate our police officers on their promotions and wish them well in their new positions. At our last council meeting, I let the public know that Mayor LeBroy's statement for removing me from his campaign ticket was because he believed what Deputy Mayor Catastrimo told him, that I was going to call the council, in which I'm part of, racist. Then he came up with a total different excuse, stating that I was removed from his ticket because I've been meeting with his political opponents for months. Both reasons are untrue. So I challenged the mayor to identify these political opponents that I've been meeting with for months. The mayor avoided identifying these political opponents that I so-called been meeting with by using a new excuse, saying I have a team I meet with. He then goes on by stating he has a team, and I have a team, and players are removed from teams to make team stronger. I did not know this was a game we're playing. I thought this is city government in which the citizens of Hackensack voted us to serve. So which one of the three excuses is it going to be? Are you going to come up with a fourth excuse? Or better yet, just stop the excuses altogether and let it be. Since you're not going to identify the political opponents that you are accusing me of meeting with, I'm also asking you to identify this so-called team. Mayor, this whole alleged racial statement made by Councilman Pataglia should have been handled back in August in an open forum with the public. But instead, you and Deputy Mayor proceeded to attack me because I wanted to bring this matter out to the public. Now, since this alleged racial slur is publicized, you must continue to find ways to support the lies for removing me from your ticket. But by removing me from your ticket should have been the end of it. There is no reason to continue making up lies about me. You're not going to identify these political opponents I asked for, or this is called a team. Also, Mayor, you did mention if I wanted to run, I could run on my own ticket. You are correct. Anyone could run in this upcoming election. But if I do decide to run, at least the citizens of Hackensack, again, will have a candidate to vote for who is trustworthy, transparent, and not a racist. I would like to thank everyone who has attended this meeting physically, remotely. Take care. Have a wonderful holiday season. God bless.
Okay. So, I too want to congratulate all our new officers are swearing in. Captain, lieutenant, 2 sergeants. It was a very nice evening. It was nice to see all the families here. Opened a new building this week. Had a grand opening for Aura, 321 Main Street. Beautiful building. Really did a nice job. That's Russo was involved in that along with Hampshire. Came out really nice. Tree lighting, you heard, is postponed till the 16th, I believe? Monday the 16th. The drones. So there's been a lot of activity on the social media and internet about all the drones. It's on the news. And I actually did see one on Sunday night.
Did you?
Flying over. Yeah, it was pretty big too. I was surprised at the size of it, but they're out there. So, like they said, the FBI is looking into it. I'm surprised that these things are in our landing path for Teterboro and that the FAA isn't looking into that because they can be dangerous. A lot of talk about Kaplan tonight, try to get all that stuff addressed. This was a big issue years ago with the speeding up and down Kaplan. Spring Valley, Mr. Serbo, we've known about the speeding issues there. We've tried a couple different things there as well. It's a county road. I don't think we can stick speed bumps on it without permission from the county. The county building, that project's a great addition. So that project was actually born by the city back in 2014, I believe it was. And we had approached the county. We were working with a affordable housing developer and New Jersey Transit. We were working with the county to purchase that years ago. We had come up with the original idea for something similar. Project was a little different than what you saw tonight, but it did include veteran housing, affordable housing, a new bus depot, and public parking. So county took it to another level, though, with this compared to their original renderings and what their plan was, and really going to be a nice project in the city of Hackensack. And as you mentioned, Rich, and I see you're here about the buses, that is the second busiest bus depot in the state of New Jersey, which is true. It's a fact. They get a lot of people use that bus station. And
Check the ridership out, though. There's got to be.
well, I always question, but if you think about it, when buses have to take people somewhere, and when they're coming back to go get more, they're empty.
No way, no.
Yeah, they don't bring, at that early in the morning, if they take people in the morning and they come back, they're not bringing people back up north here.
It's back and forth.
Now,
Check it out. I'm serious.
I think it's more the other way around.
There's no one on the buses.
So, what else? Tree lighting, the drones. It's another long night, but I appreciate everybody for coming.
You can
And,
mention the delay or the lighting or the tree that's going to be.
Yeah, I mentioned the
You
tree
mentioned
lighting.
the
Yeah, tree lighting. And with
No, I'm
that,
gonna be at Teterboro Airport tomorrow morning. I'm gonna ask them
why have they, yeah.
if they've done any sightings, because they watch everything.
I've had reports, people
I'll have them
saying
post
they're
something.
like small cars. I can't imagine a drone that big. I mean, the one I looked at looked like it was about 2 or 3 feet across, but it's hard to tell because of the depth perception when they're so far away. But it was pretty big. But you can definitely tell the difference between that and a plane, because planes don't stop dead in their
I'm gonna ask them
tracks.
tomorrow. I'll be there.
With that, everybody have a wonderful holiday season. Stay safe, stay with your loved ones, enjoy it, and good night, everybody. Thank you.
We gotta close the meeting.
Oh, motion to close the meeting.
Gotta close the meeting.
Second.
I saw you ready to leave.
All in favor?